backbone of our economy is small business. All of us in our districts every week meet people that can't get the business loan they need to expand. And as much as I want to help the businesses represented here, I want to help the businesses that need to borrow for those business loans, particularly if they're in the San Fernando Valley. The ranking member has pointed out that one way to do this is through member business lending and credit unions, and I think that's been covered well at the hearing, and I certainly support it. But I'm told by many depository institutions, they say, look, if we make a loan at prime that deserves to be at prime, everything's fine. But if we make a loan at prime plus 4, prime plus 5, because there is some risk, because there is a 1 in 20 chance that we're going to have some problems collecting, that our examiner comes down on us like a ton of bricks, requires in effect a 100% charge-off. What do we need to do? And don't limit yourself to changing Dodd-Frank. I know that's the hot political issue. What do we need to do so that you can make the $5 million prime plus 5 loan to the small business that has an element of risk in it, for which you deserve to be compensated, but needs capital to expand? I'm looking for someone who wants to answer. Yes, Mr. Williams?
Congressman, the best thing we could do in your specific example would be to do away with the QM rule as regards the qualification potentially for that business. And I know that relates to a mortgage.
Yeah, that relates to a mortgage.
That relates to a mortgage.
Business people that will pledge their homes.
Yes.
Okay, so there's one small element of this, and that is some institutions that don't do a lot of real estate servicing want to make a loan to one of their customers, and they're required to have an impound account. And I'm working on legislation now with others to at least say that if you're holding it for your portfolio, because it really is a loan to help somebody expand their business, or really is a personal loan, that if you don't want to have an impound account, you would not have to if it's a loan you're holding for your portfolio. I think that would help a bit. But what modification would you have for QM loans that are really business loans?
For loans that we hold in our portfolio, for them to be exempted from QM.
Just exempt from QM, not just the
impound? Yes, sir, because we take 100% of the credit risk.
That's my bill on steroids.
And we're comfortable with that because we underwrite it.
Gotcha. I have a question about the HUD 1 that's being phased in, TILA and RESPA forms. These go into effect on August 1st. I wonder what steps the organizations you represent are taking to comply with this regulation and make sure that consumers who buy a home this summer won't face disruptions. Do you think you're on schedule? I'll ask first the representative of the American Bankers Association.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. We, as a small community bank, rely heavily upon the vendor to provide those new disclosures to us, and there's an integration process that has to be fulfilled. We don't have a timeline because our service provider cannot provide us with a timeline so far. All we know is that there is a bullet deadline that we have to meet, and that there are some.
How confident are you that you can meet it without disrupting the real estate market?
Well, unfortunately, we're relying upon a service provider, and so I don't have a whole lot of confidence that we'll get there, except for the fact that they have to get it done.
Gotcha. If I had a service provider I was relying on, I'd want to find out whether they're going to be able to help. One other issue is we have all these data thefts, cybercrime, and a lot of retailers, for example, have not done a good job, or at least an adequately good job, in protecting their data. And it's my understanding that part of the reason for that is because all of the cost that's occasioned by these cyber breaches falls on the folks represented here. What do we need to do so that there's a fair sharing of the costs of this data theft, particularly with credit and debit cards.
Regrettably, the time of the gentleman has expired.
I look forward to getting a response for the record.